Hello everyone and welcome to another video of Cryptic Pages, and in this video I'm going to go over one of the chapters that's in Paperbacks from Hell, which you can see behind me on my shelf there, and it's called Creepy Kids. I'm going to show you some of the books that I have accumulated over the years. Creepy Kids, Ghost Kids, Murderous Kids, Possessed Kids, common theme in paperback horror in the 80s and some in the 90s too. Probably some in the 70s too. So I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some of the books that I have in my collection. So let me go ahead and start. The first one's going to be Brainchild by Andrew Niederman. And this one has a step back cover right there. Brainchild. Okay, and then the next one would be Rebecca Moon by Michelle Spence. Next one is Evil is a Quiet Word. Very nice cover right there. And this also has a step back. This is by Theodis Carroll. And then it does open up, so you can see, to that artwork. And that looks definitely creepy. Theodis Carroll, Evil is a Quiet Word. One of my favorite covers right there, actually. I really like that one. Next, obviously, it's having to do with demonic kids, possession. This happens to be some type of devil child, Lupe. I've seen this book a lot. I've had it for a while now. This one also has a nice step back cover, which opens up like that. This was by Gene Thompson. This one definitely has a nice cover to it. And I believe this is an older title. This came out 1977. This edition is from 1978, so one of my older books right there. Very nice cover. I really like that. Okay, next one is Blood of the Children by Alan Rogers. I did read this book a couple years ago. I really enjoyed it. I really like that artwork right there. Very nice. This was published by Bantam Books. The back, and then that's Blood of the Children by Alan Rogers. Next one is Cursed Be the Child by Mort Castle. Not sure what this one is about. I have not read it. This is published BMI Book Margins Inc. There's a side right there. Cursed Be the Child, very nice artwork. Continuing with the Creepy Kids theme, Demonic Kids, Vampire Kids. And there's the back. Okay. Next one is Black Ice by Pat Graverson. Very nice artwork right there. That's definitely Creepy Kids, if I should say so myself. And this is a zebra paperback. And then this one is, let's see, from 1993, early 90s, which most of them are 80s, 90s. Okay, and then next one is Friend by Diana Hensel. Not really horror, I did read this one, but a great psychological thriller about a genius kid with his robot that he built. His robot gets destroyed by an angry neighbor. He falls in love with a girl next door. These are preteens. They're in junior high school. And tragedy ensues. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I was very impressed with this book. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. This is very good. This was also made into a movie, Deadly Friend. I think it was a Wes Craven movie, which really don't judge the book by that movie. You need to read this book. This is an excellent book. Diana Hensel, Friend. And this was published by Bantam. There you go. One of my favorite books right here. Okay. Next one is a newer author, Sarah Pinborough. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is called The Taken. I've not read this one yet, but I believe this is about a vengeful spirit coming back to haunt a town. Takes place in England, I believe. Most of her books are British. She is a British author. I have read one of her other books called The Hidden, which was very good. It was her first book. This was Leisure Horror. And that's The Taken by Sarah Pinborough. Okay, and then next is a classic, which is The Bad Seed by William March. This is the ultimate bad kid book. I have yet to read it. Very thin book. I know it was made into a movie. I have not seen the movie either, but I am eager to start this one. This is a classic. A lot of books were based off of this. And this is the back. And then again, that is The Bad Seed by William March. Okay, next one is one of my favorites, is Kenneth McKinney's The Moonchild. And this was published by Avon Books. And I really like that artwork. Classic. This happens to deal with a moonchild, which happens to be cursed. He's some type of creature, werewolf. And they must travel across Europe to find out exactly how they're going to end this curse that's been put upon him. And, yep, one of my favorite books, published by Avon. This is early 80s, I believe, or maybe even late 70s. Yeah, July 1979 would be this edition right here. One of my favorite books. You should definitely check that out, which is The Moonchild. Okay, next is another considered classic, is T.M. Wright's Strange Seed. Supposed to be about some type of strange children living from the earth or in the woods. Not sure exactly what it is yet. A lot of people weren't sure exactly what this book was about. I know he has a series of books having to do with this theme with these children from the earth. And then this edition is a tour. And that's Strange Kids of T.M. Wright's Mind. Strange Seed, that was his first book right there. Okay, and then next book would be Patricia Wallace, which is Monday's Child. Very nice artwork right there. And this is a zebra paperback. There, Monday's Child. I'm not sure exactly what this one's about either, but I will be getting to it, hopefully. And there you go. Okay. And then next one we have, very common author. I just wanted to pull one of these out, John Saul. Second Child. A lot of his books have to do with children and evil curses, revenge, small towns, children in peril. And this happens to be a nice cover right there, which is Second Child. John Saul, I've read a couple of his books. His first one, So for the Children, was very graphic, considering it was his first book, and violent. And I was surprised by it. I really enjoyed it. So I need to get, maybe start on his books again and see which one I like. He has some interesting ones, but we'll see. A lot of them tend to have the same type of theme, but I'll take one out eventually and start on one soon. Okay, next one is Bad Blood by Deborah Fowler, which also goes by D.A. Fowler. She also wrote What's Wrong with Valerie, which was her first book, which is an excellent book. What's Wrong with Tomorrow, which was the second in the series, and this is supposedly the third in the series, which is Bad Blood. This was, I think, her last book she ever wrote, and this is Pinnacle Horror Book. Deborah Fowler, The Evil Twins. And then this one edition, let's see, I think definitely mid to late night. Yeah, this was published September 1993. So I believe this was her last book. I'm eager to get to it. A lot of her books seem to be very insane, and they're violent, crazy books with some black humor in it. So there you go. Okay, next one has a lot of controversy. This is Michelle Remembers, and this was by Michelle Smith and Lawrence Pazder. This book was responsible for the satanic panic of the 80s. It deals with Michelle Smith, which is this woman here, tells about when she was a girl, and allegedly she was taken into a satanic cult by her mother and was a victim of satanic ritual abuse. Really goes into detail a lot about what happens to her, and it's been debunked so far. It was claimed to be all fake, and even if it's fake, if you take it as a fiction book, it's very interesting, very imaginative. Some of the scenes in this book are very shocking, and this has a step back cover, here you see. Very interesting artwork, very 80s, lurid, but child satanic ritual abuse. So I did read this one. I did enjoy it, but it's all been debunked. So this is published by Pocketbooks, and then this one came out, yep, 1980. This edition was 1981 mass market paperback. And this book deserves its own review in another video, so I'll probably get to that one. Okay, and then next is Robert W. Walker, and this one's called Salem's Child. Very, very nice artwork right there. I really like that one. And this one was published by Leisure Horror. Nice paperback right there, Salem's Child. Okay, next one is another classic by Bernard Taylor. This is The Godsend, having to do with a child that's left out at this family's doorstep, and for some reason, mysteriously, the children in the family, their other children, start dying. And we don't know why, but we do find out later on in the book what's going on. Won't give any more spoilers, but this was also made into a movie in the 80s. And this edition is Leisure. This is a reprint. This is not the actual original edition. So this is The Godsend by Bernard Taylor. He's a British author. He has quite a few other books. So I'd like to get back into this one again. I haven't read this in several years. Okay, so I'm coming to a hardcover now, which was Laird Koenig. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Is a little girl who lives down the lane. Also creepy looking right there. And then this was made into a movie also with Jodie Foster. I believe it was late 70s. I know this book is from the 70s. This one actually came out in 1974. So this is a little girl who lives down the lane. Okay, another one would be Mirror by Graham Masterton. Nice cover right there. This has to do with a kid that was a Hollywood kid actor, and I believe it was in the 1930s or 40s, who mysteriously was murdered, and then his spirit was put into this antique mirror. It's coming back for revenge. Very crazy book. It's Graham Masterton. It's late 80s, so I definitely recommend this one. One of his better books. Violent, crazy, just a fun read. You can't go wrong with this one. And this is a nice hardcover edition I was able to find, and this was published by Tor Books. And that's again Mirror. And then to conclude this video would be The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, the ultimate creepy kids book. I recommend this book to every horror fan if you have not read it. It's definitely a must. It's very shocking. You may have a couple of sleepless nights. I know I did a couple of times. And I did see the movie. I mean, who hasn't seen that movie? Both the movie and the book are good. So a lot of times the movie doesn't hold up as well as a novel, but in this case they both hold up well on their own. And then this was actually a different reprint right here. This is not the original cover, but still a good cover nonetheless. And this was the Bantam edition of The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. So those are some of the covers I have of Creepy Kids collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you've read any of these books and want to comment, if you liked them, if you didn't, what you did or did not, go ahead and leave me a comment. And I will see you next time with my next video.